true statements about the points on the graph. We got it. We can do it. First thing I would do is write out all my coordinates. We know this is the x-axis right down here, and this is the y-axis going up. Okay? Our x is horizontal, and our y is vertical, going up. Okay? So, if we look at P, is going over 1 and going up, 3. Going over 1, up 3. Now, if we are looking at R, it's going over 1 and then up 5. So this one will be 1 and 5. All right. So then we're looking at Q. Q is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the coordinates for Q would be 7 and 5. Okay. So now that you've written your coordinates, now you can easily answer these questions and to see if they're true. The coordinates of Q are 7 and 5. Is that correct? We look over here. Yes, it is. So that's 1. The horizontal coordinate of Q is the same. Horizontal, which is the x-axis. Keep that in mind. Horizontal of Q is the same as the horizontal coordinate of R. So are the x-axis for R and Q the same? No, so that cannot be it. The coordinates of P are 3, 1. Is that correct? No, because we said it goes over 1 and up 3. So we can't do that one either. The horizontal coordinate of P is the same as the horizontal coordinate of R. When they say horizontal, they're talking about the x-coordinate, the first number. So it says P, theirs is 1, and let's look at ours. There is also 1. So do they have the same horizontal coordinate? They do. They both have the same x. And you can see that on the graph because they're both going over 1. So we can check that one off. And then the last one, the coordinate of P is 1, and 3. Do we see that here? We do. That was correct, and that's why we wrote our coordinates out first. So the coordinate of P is 1/3. Not 1/3. I'm still in the fraction brain, friends. The coordinate of P is 1 and 3. Question 14. Select all expressions that represent the volume. Let's do it again. The volume of this rectangular prism in cubic units. All right, we know volume equals, or you should know by now for sure, length times width times height. Well, they give us our length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our width 1, 2, 3. Put it over here. And then back 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we wrote this, it would be 5 times 3 times 4. Select all expressions that represent. So 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 4 equals. And we're not even looking for what it equals, what it's like. We are looking for what equation we could find. So we did find 15 times 4. Okay, when we did this original equation, you might have looked at this answer and thought, hey, that's it. But pay attention to your symbols. This one has plus. Even though it's in parentheses, it still has an additional plus instead of a a multiplication sign instead of times, right? And then this one, it has a 3 and a 4, but it doesn't talk about the 5. It doesn't include all the numbers necessary to get our volume. And of course, you should have automatically crossed this one out because we know that for volume, we need to length times width times height, which means we're not doing addition right now. We're multiplying. Okay, last question here, friends. We can do it. So, multiply, simplify your answer, and write it as a proper fraction or a whole or mixed number. Here we go. So, this looks funky. It does. It looks weird, and it's going to be hard for us to multiply with this. So, instead, what we need to do is we need to make these mad. We need to make these mixed numbers mad. So, the way that we do that is we do 3 times 2. Multiply these two. 6. 6 plus 2 equals 8. It looks... We're going to do that neater. 6 plus 2 equals 8. And we keep our bottom number. So that now becomes 8 thirds. Same over here. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 3 equals 23. What do we do with this bottom number? We keep this bottom number. And now we're multiplying across. 8 times 23, you're going to make your algorithm 23 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Bring your 2 over. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So we have 184 divided by 12. Well, do you see that fraction as an answer? No. So we have to change it back to a mixed number, which means we have to divide 184 by 12. Here we go. All right. So now we are going to list our multiples. This is really, really important here, okay? And I'm going to do it to the side because we have a lot of work, and I want to make sure it's out of the way. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go right now. So, how many times can 12 go into 1? Well, it can't. Sorry. So, we need to subtract 1 by 0, and we know it's 1. And what do we do with this number? We bring it on over. So, now we have 18. How many times can 12 go into 18? Well, if you look over here at your multiples, if you try to go twice, 24 is too big. So the only option we can do is 12, which means 1 time, because 12 times 1 is 12. So take our 12 here, put our 1, because we let them know it's 1. And then 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. What do we do with this number right here? Well, we bring it on over. Now this number is 64. So how many times can 12 go into 64? We look at our multiples again. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. I got to stop here because if I go to 72, that's bigger than 64. So the highest I can get is 60. So looking at this, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because 12 times 5 equals 60. Now we subtract that. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 6 is 0. So this is our remainder. Remainder 4. Now remember this number up top, 15, that is our whole number, right? Our remainder up here is our numerator. And this number here is our denominator. Say there. Do you see this as an answer choice? No. So that's because you need to simplify this fraction. So to make this easier, is there something common, a number we can divide by? Both of them to simplify this fraction. Yes. And like I said before in one of our other questions, sometimes I just like to see if I can divide the first number, top number, by the bottom number. So I could do 2 because they're both even numbers, but I'm going to choose to do 4 because I'm trying 4. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1, and 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So now your simplified mixed number would be 15 1/3. And we see that as an answer choice. Once again, lots of work, but it'll all help you be successful at the end. If you guys have any questions, you guys can let me know. I'm here to support you any way that I can. Remember, do your homework, get this done, and I helped you with it. So all you have to do is submit this to let us know that you watched the video, you worked hard, you got it done, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Miss you.